tonight's starting pitcher for your Gold Panners is number 24, GERRIT ERICKSON. Tonight's designated hitter is number 5, Eddie Alfaro.
2023, bringing it to you on YouTube. I'm Garrow Von Dane. Chris Carlson on the controls, Bam Bam Burnley on cameras. Andy Button is on public address, and on the mound for Fairbanks is GERRIT ERICKSON, the right-hander for the Gold Panners, 6'3", sophomore from Chico State. He will face off against Ian Romer from Shoreline College for the Blackfins. Much bigger crowd now as we get to the 7 p.m. game. Gold Panners and Seattle Blackfins out of Pacific International League. First place team in the PIL. Panners an independent team here in Alaska. We'll wrap this series up tomorrow, then an off day, and then the California Halos will be in town. Way upstairs from Erickson, it's 3-1 on Brody Gunther. Gunther, the shortstop, followed by third baseman Harrison Kaufman and the catcher Jordan Singleton for the Finns. Swung on and fouled back and out of play. In the cleanup spot is designated hitter Ryan Jeffries. Batting fifth, Josiah O'Bannon, the center fielder. Left fielder Zion Williams in the sixth spot. Bottom three will be the first baseman Alex Harden, second baseman Austin Santiago, and the right fielder Bryce Lindbergh. And losing Gunther on a payoff pitch is Erickson. So the leadoff man aboard for the Blackfins here in the top of the first. Glad to have you with us on a gorgeous night from the golden heart of Alaska. Philly Fanatic was here last night in that rain and then darkness shortened game. So we didn't get to see the full thing, but what we did get to catch was awesome. And you can see some of his act on the archived broadcast from last night. Between games, I went and watched one of his routines that came at the end of the fifth inning of last night's game. But he stuck around and took pictures of everybody while it was pouring rain. It was fun to have the Philly Fanatic up here. The San Diego Chicken's been up here a few times over the years. Strike called on Kaufman. It's 1-2. Runner at first base and nobody out, top of the first. Full 9-inning game scheduled here. Just misses. Panners start the day 16-6. We'll start the evening 16-6 after the win. The Finns fall to 14-6. And it's 3-2 on Harrison Kaufman. He walked Gunther on a 3-2 pitch. Blackfins are coached by Ben Andrews and his assistant Mac Larson. Panners headman Brett Latchman sharply hit towards first, knocked down, and then picked up by Frankovich, who steps on the bag for the out. Over to second goes Gunther. Brings up Jordan Singleton, the Finns catcher. Brett Latchman, the first-year field manager for the Panners. He's assisted by Carlos Gonzalez and pitching coach Jack Gonzalez. Taking his time, digging in is the left-handed hitting Jordan Singleton, the only catcher on the roster for the Blackfins here in Fairbanks. Swing and a miss against GERRIT ERICKSON. GERRIT making his sixth appearance and third start of the summer. In over 16 innings, has allowed 9 runs on 15 hits. He has struck out 9 and walked 10. And again on the other side, it'll be Ian Romer for the Finns. This one is grounded to short. Scoop by Barango, who throws on to first for out number 2. Over to third base goes Gunther for Ryan Jeffries, the designated hitter.
Back for the Blackfins is number 8, Ryan Jeffries.
Ryan Jeffries, a .444 hitter in limited at bats to start the series. Was 4 for 9, but here in the series is 1 for 4 and hits this one to first on one hop. A backhanded stop by Frankovich makes a couple of nice plays. Takes care of Jeffries and the Blackfins. No score. Gold Panners coming to bat. Top of the second inning here in our second game of the night. Panners defeated the Blackfins earlier in walk-off fashion, 8-7. take the first game of this 3-game series. Tomorrow we wrap it up with a 2 p.m. first pitch. A lot of baseball left here tonight on a gorgeous Saturday night in Fairbanks. So glad you can join us. Garo Von Dane here live, about 150 miles south of the Arctic Circle. And that pitch is popped up by Josiah O'Bannon. And everybody converges, and it's the pitcher GERRIT ERICKSON making the play to take care of O'Bannon. 1 up and 1 down here in the second inning. GERRIT ERICKSON, the 6'3" sophomore from Chico State. Looks taller than that.
For the Blackfins, it's number 24, Zion Williams.
Doesn't he? And remember, we're going to get former Gold Panter head coach and current assistant at Western Iowa, Miles Kaiser, up here to the press box in just a bit. Join us on Panter Vision. Haven't done an interview in a minute, so that'll be fun. Here's a chopper to short. Hurrying it over is Barango. Throwing it on a string. Zion Williams out number 2. Brings up Alex Harden. Dave Snell is the owner of this Blackfins club, and we're sorry he's not here, man. He's a great dude. But he is tied up at a family wedding. Poorly timed, very poorly timed. So we'll get the Fins back up here again, and hopefully Dave can join him. Swing and a miss. Alex Harden's first plate appearance of the game. The Fins' first baseman went 1 for 4 in the first game with 3 strikeouts and a sac bunt. The Fins rallying for 3 runs in the top of the 9th to tie the game, only to watch the Panthers walk it off on that shot to center field, the double from Evan Scally scoring Ratfield. This one is rolled right over the first base bag. It's misplayed by Frankovich and safe. It was just rolling on the turf, and Frankovich couldn't pick up the baseball. And by the time he threw it to Erickson covering the bag, it was too late.
16, Austin Santiago.
There'll be error charged to first baseman Frankovich. Allows the inning to continue for Austin Santiago. Santiago, settled by the Germans, 1904. Austin 7 for 19 before this series began. And he still is now, because all he did was pinch run in the first game. And the pitch is outside. Santiago, and then it would be Bryce Lindbergh for the Blackfins. Yeah, too bad last night on Philly Fanatic Night. We had the rain and then the darkness. It just took some of the shine off of what was going to be a special night with a Philly Fanatic and normally a big crowd on Friday nights. Still had a pretty good crowd, but then the rains came and a lot of them left. We resumed, but then it was too dark. The clouds came back. Check out the picture I posted on Twitter. It was wild looking here. My Twitter, @VoiceOfGman. This one's grounded to third. Garcia throws across. No damage done on the 2-out error. That's it for the Fins in the second. We're scoreless in Fairbanks. We had a lot of fun in Grand Forks last week, but man, it's great to be back in Fairbanks. No better place to be. Certainly in the summertime when the Gold Panthers are playing baseball. Hope you're enjoying Gold Panthers baseball on Panter Vision. Panthers and Fins, game 2 of this 3-game set. Garo Von Dane live here at Groudon Memorial Park. 1-0 lead for the Panthers as we start inning number 3. GERRIT ERICKSON's pitch is grounded towards second off the bat of Bryce Lindbergh. And on to first it goes, a 4-3 putout, 1 up and 1 down. Good start for Erickson. He has not given up a base hit yet. He has walked one. Another reached on an error. That's been it. Panthers a little thin on arms right now. Would love to get a strong start from GERRIT. Brody Gunther at the top of the order. He walked to start the ball game. Stranded at third after 3 groundouts. Fouled back and out of play.
Another foul ball brought to you by Advanced Family Dentistry.
Mentioned the Panthers were founded by Red Boucher, Navy Admiral Red Boucher. He turned the reins over to Don Dennis out of Colorado. And Don ran the team all those years I referenced, from '64 to 2011, and oversaw that amazingly successful run for the Panthers. 6 national titles, all those future big leaguers. And most importantly, some incredible memories for anyone in Fairbanks over the years. He also helped start all the teams in the Alaska Baseball League pretty much. Assisted in the founding of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, the Anchorage Bucks, the Valley Green Giants in Palmer, Alaska, the North Pole Knicks, Peninsula Oilers in Kenai, and what a legacy for Don Dennis, who's tuned in from outside of San Diego right now, I'm sure. All the best to you, Don and Ann, and all the grandkids. Strike 3 looking. Harrison Kaufman will step in with 2 outs and the bases empty.
Back for the Blackfins is number 7, Harrison Kaufman.
There's Harrison Kaufman, who grounded out to first in his first at bat. Got to give a shout out to our good friend Terry down in Anchorage. Terry tunes into every Gold Panther game. Panther fan number 1. A Fairbanks lifer, now down in Anchorage. Hope you're doing well, Tear Bear. Here's the 0-1 pitch. I heard you stop by Anchorage. Ken Hokuff said he saw you there at a Bucks game. 1-1 with 2 outs. Fouled out a play by Kaufman. Oh, very close to a kid over there. Missed him, thankfully. The 1-2 delivery from Erickson to Kaufman. And it's skipped in the dirt, 2-2. After Kaufman would be Jordan Singleton. The Finns will head back south after the game tomorrow and get back into PIL play. Finns are scheduled to go to Wichita for the NBC World Series. They qualified by way of their performance last year at the Grand Forks International. Here's the 2-2. Fouled out of play.
That one is over to the pavilion.
Panthers haven't gone to Wichita in a few years. Have elected not to. The tournament's been going through some upheaval and trying to sort itself out. Here's the 2-2. Used to be the premier baseball championship tournament every summer for many decades down in Wichita. Here's the 3-2. 3/4 swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Erickson. This time he gets Kaufman. After 2.5, it's 1-zip Panthers. Fairbanks, Alaska, Garo Von Dane. Gold Panthers baseball on Panther Vision. The Gold Panthers leading 1-0 as we start the 4th. Gerrit Erickson back out for his 4th inning of work, facing Jordan Singleton, Ryan Jeffries, and Josiah O'Bannon. 3, 4, and 5 spots in the Finns batting order. I now have the pleasure of introducing former Gold Panther head coach in 2018 and 2019, Mr. Miles Kaiser. Welcome back, Coach Kais.
Great to be back. Honestly, it's been a lot of fun the last couple of days, and it's an exciting place to be.
There's no better place to be, right, Coach Kais?
Absolutely. Love it up here.
Finally making it back. When's the last time you were here?
That would have been end of July of 19, right before we went to Wichita.
That's right. That's right indeed. Was that the last time we went to Wichita? I think it is.
As far as I know, yeah. I mean, with COVID in 20 and everything else after, I would imagine it probably was.
That's got to be the last time. Don't know when, if, or whenever Panthers will go back to Wichita. Played in a couple different tournaments the last few years. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Jordan Singleton, it's in for a strike. Coach Kais, what have you noticed differently here at Groudon since you were gone?
You know, there's a giant scoreboard in right center sitting next to the old one, which looks like it's going to be pretty awesome when it gets operational.
Any day now, any day now.
You've got, I mean, the seating, I mean, around the bowl right here, the blue seats and everything that they've done with that it's incredible.
Line to right, a base hit for Singleton. Leadoff man aboard for the Finns for Ryan Jeffries, the designated hitter. Yeah, I forgot about those new blue seats that went in on the first base side. Got rid of those old wooden seats that came from Sick Stadium in Seattle, where the Seattle Pilots played one season of Major League Baseball. And those seats were due for a replacement. Oh yeah, the field's a lot different now. And this one is hit high into left field. On the run is Scally, and he will drift back and make the catch to retire Jeffries, and bring up Josiah O'Bannon. Miles, you're here 2018, 2019, and let's see. What was it, 2018 when team president Abe Siddall and his wife got married here on the field right at the end of the season. That was in early August 2018, and I'm going to go on a limb and say you and I have very different lives now than we did at that point in time.
A lot has changed. I'll say when I came up with my wife, I mean, that was the first time I think I saw the streetlights on in Fairbanks.
Yeah, it's been dark the last couple of days.
But, yeah, I mean, I've got a 7-month-old son and moved to Iowa. I mean, at the time I was in Oregon at Western Oregon University, and then took a job at Yavapai College in Prescott, Arizona, now in Council Bluffs, Iowa with Iowa Western Community College. So, yeah, I've had some movement for sure.
Some changes. Josiah O'Bannon, the batter. Congratulations on the young one. You liking being a daddy?
Oh, I love it. He's great. He's sleeping through the night, and big personality, and pretty chill and relaxed, and he's awesome.
He's very chill. He's just taking it all in, man. He's just relaxing, enjoying his time at the field and wherever. Everything's good. Wherever he is, it's cool.
Absolutely.
Pitches upstairs from Erickson. Miles Kaiser, former Gold Panther head coach, 2018, 2019. And Miles, you were here for probably definitely the best finish, but one of the best Midnight Sun games of all time, as this one is grounded up the middle by O'Bannon and 2 aboard for the Finns. Their first 2 hits of the game coming here in the 4th, and they're in business with the Panthers leading 1-0. That was 2018, right? The walk-off home run by Niles Nygaard. What are your memories about that game and the way it ended?
Oh, there's so many memories about the whole day and everything leading up to it. We had the 24 hours of baseball that Major League Baseball put on.
That's right, yeah.
There was games, I mean, starting at midnight the night before, and Little League and Legion and military games, men's league games, and then kind of ended with our game. And one thing that, I mean, obviously the home run to walk it off and win it that Niles hit, but it was a game that we never really led, and I mean, got the leadoff guy on in the bottom of the 9th, and it was pretty dark out, and he got into a pitch and ran it out to left, and it was really cool memory.
It gets tight and tense when you're behind in the Midnight Sun game. I can only imagine the dugout, because everybody knows to a man that's the game you have to win.
Oh, absolutely. And then in 19, we went down 5-0 in the first, and our guys kind of battled back and chipped away and tied it up in the bottom of the 9th to send it to extras. Ended up coming up a little bit short, and I think we played 11 that night. Ended up losing, I think it was 6-5, or I think it was 6-5 and 11.
That was the Waves, right?
It was the Seattle Studs.
That was the Studs that year.
Yep.
This one's grounded to second, bobbled, but he still gets the throw to the bag for the first out, or the second out rather, but unable to turn 2. Panthers will settle for the force out at second base. It goes 4-6. Williams reaches on the fielder's choice. Over to third goes Singleton, and now Alex Harden, who reached on an error his first time up, stands in with 2 outs, and Finns at the corners here in the top of the 4th. Any other games in particular that really stand out?
I mean, I think for me in 19, you had the whole Grand Forks tournament, where I think we lost a game of pool play, and we hadn't been playing particularly well coming off the Midnight Sun game, and lost another game to the Studs in that series. And I think it was about the time we got to bracket play. Joe Riley came out of the bullpen in the first and got us through the quarterfinal game. And
runner takes off from from first. They've got him picked off. Erickson will throw to first. They'll run him back to second, and he's going to make the tag. And that is the final out. The Finns run into an out here in the top of the fourth. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. It stays 1-0 Gold Panthers. More with Miles Kaiser when we come back.
It's okay. We'll get there.
Get there. It's a good learning experience. This first pitch of the fifth inning is lined into right field, and Alex Harden has himself a base hit. It's 1-0 Gold Panthers. As we start the fifth, Gerrit Erickson has started and works into the fifth inning here. That's the third base hit he has surrendered. Did not allow a hit the first 3 innings, so now faces Austin Santiago in the 8th spot. Then it'll be Bryce Lindbergh. Coach Kaiser, 2018 and 2019 Gold Panther head man. And then to Yavapai and then to Iowa Western. This is that a...
Got a bunt that hit him out of the batter's box.
And Santiago doesn't like the call, and now head coach Ben Andrews has some questions for the home plate umpire. So the runner has to go back to first as Harden and Santiago. And now the umpires are going to talk it over here. Well, let's see what happens. Gorgeous night, though, here in Fairbanks after a lot of rain and clouds and less than perfect weather the last few days. Panthers will start a series with the California Halos on Tuesday. An off day on Monday. We will be at the Salmon Bake. Ooh. Yes. The Great Alaskan Salmon Bake. Just a few blocks from here at Pioneer Park. Pioneer Park, formerly known as Alaska Land. They had a steam train running last year. They have a train track that runs all the way around the park. Miles Angus, I could not wrestle him off that train last summer. Just around and around and around. They gave him a tour of the engine and how it works, and then he took it upon himself to tell every other kid there exactly how the train functions.
That's perfect. That'll be a good memory for him.
Oh, yes. Time is called, and now someone being tossed from the Finns. Home plate umpire just looked towards the dugout. Did he toss the on-deck hitter?
No, I have a suspicion that he just dumped the guy that was called out.
And the Finns in front of the dugout are pointing up to somebody in the beer garden as if to say it was him. Well, some adventures here in the fifth inning.
That's interesting. No one's leaving the dugout either. Umpires aren't exactly
we get security to the beer garden.
Making this go any quicker either.
Nope. Well, apparently someone's getting loud in the beer garden.
Well, there goes number 16.
So Austin Santiago, who was called out on that bunt that hit him. So it looks like Austin has been shown the exit. So they'll need a new second baseman, the Black Finns, as Bryce Lindbergh bats with a runner at first and one out. Former Gold Panther head coach Miles Kaiser here in the press box, joining me on a beautiful night in Fairbanks, Alaska, back here in Fairbanks with the wife and kid. Miles, do you keep in touch with some of your former Gold Panthers?
I have. I've reached out to a handful as the years have kind of gone on. I mean, Joe Riley and his brother Tony, checked in on them quite often. Joe was up here in 18 and got hurt and then came back in 19 with his brother. So I got to know him really well. And then we had a few Western Oregon guys like Cam Walker and Jacob Frick and Colin Runge, some of those guys. that I was able to, I mean, I've stayed in touch with them for a while. Patrick Chung, same thing.
Bryce Lindbergh with a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Erickson strikes him out. Third strikeout for Erickson. We go to the top of the order for Brody Gunther. And I know you follow Panners baseball all the time, even though you're no longer the head man. But it's got to be a pretty cool thing to have your name amongst the all-time coaches here with the Gold Panners. I mean, that's some pretty great company to be in as the inning is about to come to a close. Ground ball to first goes 3-1. We'll pick that up when we return. We played half a ball game. It's still 1-zip Panners. Ground Memorial Park, beautiful Fairbanks, Alaska. Great to have Coach Kais here in the press box. Miles Kaiser back in town after 4 years away. And Panners leading 1-0 over the Seattle Blackfins. Harrison, Kaufman, Jordan, Singleton, and Ryan Jeffries do up 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Blackfins batting order. Yeah, Coach Kai's working at Iowa Western. That's not far from Omaha. It's pretty close to the Nebraska border. And has found himself a good spot there. And yeah, I mentioned some of his assistants. Zach Wilkins now in the Astros organization as a pitching coach. He was down at Dixie. Well, now it's Utah Tech, I believe, in St. George, Utah. High into right center field and a long run, and making the catch is the center fielder Peters. Kaufman out number 1. How about the work for GERRIT ERICKSON tonight? Through 5 1/3, has not given up a run on just 3 base hits. Singleton has one of those hits, a single in the 4th inning. He stands in here with nobody on. The Panners leading 1-zip. The right-hander, GERRIT ERICKSON. Ball and no strikes to Singleton. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Panners walked off the Blackfins in that suspended game from last night that finished up earlier today. We started at 5. Panners took a 7-4 lead going into the 9th. The Finns tied it up. Panners walked it off on an Evan Scally double to drive in Ratfield from first base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Had a 45 minute break and then started the nightcap at 7 p.m. And he misses a 4-pitch walk to Singleton.
Now up to bat for the Blackfins is number 8, Ryan Jeffries.
It's just the 2nd walk of the game issued by GERRIT ERICKSON. There is activity in the Gold Panner bullpen. High fly ball, left field side, and it ends up in the Gold Panner bullpen. Last couple years, there's been a big concert here right before the season starts. Set up a stage in deep center field, and this place is full of people for an all-day concert sponsored by Pakalolo. I missed it this year, but last year was great. It looks like an annual event now here at Groudon. Need some more live music up here. I mean, there is some here, but the main venue burned down a few years ago. This one is hit deep to left, and Scally in front of the warning track will make the catch. Take care of Jeffries for out number 2. Brings up Josiah O'Bannon. I am trying to recall last time a Gold Panner pitcher
number 42, Josiah O'Bannon,
went this deep into a game. It has been a minute. I mean, it's been pretty rare this year that a Panner has gone 5 in a start. I mean, I'm leafing through pages, and I'm not finding one. Hit to right. That's a base hit down the line. O'Bannon is on his way to second. The throw will come into first, and there will be second and third with 2 outs for the Blackfins. A double for Josiah O'Bannon, and the Finns now a base hit away from probably taking the lead. 1-0 Panthers, but here's Zion Williams, 0 for 2 in the game. Williams went 3 for 5 in the first game with a couple of runs batted in. And time is called, and a slow walk to the mound by pitching coach Jack Gonzalez. We'll see what he elects to do here. Zion Williams due up. Started the series batting .278 for the Blackfins. That's a really good team. Last year, this team could hit the ball all over the place. Had a lot of power. They didn't put up a ton of runs in Grand Forks, but they still reached the championship game after a big comeback win over the Northwest Honkers in the semifinal. There were some crazy comebacks in that tournament. Erickson to work to Zion Williams with 2 outs and runners at second and third. And the first pitch is down and away for ball 1. After Williams would be Harden. Big at bat here. Erickson against Williams. Chopper in front of the plate. Erickson drops the baseball off the heel of the glove. It took a high hop, and Erickson was getting ready to wheel and throw to first, and it bounced off the heel of the glove, and we are tied at 1.
Now to bat
you feel bad for him. He's just trying to make a play.
Alex Harden.
The error will be charged to Erickson, and we're going to have a pitching change here at Groudon. Tie game, top of the 6th.